Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Today we are doing a little polyglot show. It's called the 3Hobbits, and you just clicked on the first episode. With me today, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Bart, also known as Bartisation on YouTube, and I have brought myself two excellent comrades. And let me first introduce you to Mister Kenny. Kenny,
Hey,
go ahead and introduce yourself.
hey, this is Kenny, aka Norse Ronin. My YouTube channel, of course, is Norse Ronin. And yeah, basically, I am learning German mostly and various other languages, but I'm focusing on German. So, uh, yeah, and next we have, let's see, Sam. He likes to go by Sam. So, Sam.
Yeah, my name is Sam, also known as Sabracha Sam on YouTube. I'm a Croatian from Germany and I'm focusing on Russian at the moment, but I also had some other languages in the past.
And I'm mainly focusing on Polish right now. So we got our crew set, and today we're going to have a sort of a discussion, but it's more or less a casual conversation
Yeah, it's
about.
more like a casual type of thing. We're just lounging around and talking
Yeah.
about languages.
Yeah, we're just chilling, smoking some marijuana, drinking some, drinking, having a good time. And today we're going to talk about how we learn languages. And Norse, Kenny, go ahead and tell me how do you go about learning your languages?
Now, how I go about it is very different from how I have gone about it in the past when I first started. Of course, um, I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I started. So I just picked up like the stupidest books, like literally the stupidest books, like Learning German for Dummies and The Idiot's Guide to German and stuff like that. So I had no idea, and those books actually helped me out. But um, what really helped me out is like uh, Teach Yourself and Assimil and stuff like that. That's more of like I don't know. I would say it's better quality stuff, you know. Um, and then now what I do is just like what I what I call real material, which would be like movies and stuff in the language, and books and stuff written primarily or only in that language. So yeah, like I said, I'm focusing on German, and it's the first language I'm learning on my own, that I've learned on my own, and yeah, it's just I don't know, it's a fun experience. That's all I can say.
Hmm.
Uh, so I'm right now. I'm just reading books and stuff and looking words up after I'm done reading with that session, and yeah, so I'm learning that way now.
Okay, and Sam, what about you? How do you go about learning your languages?
Well, speaking for myself, I can say that I'm not going the way of all the other polyglots on YouTube, like all the books they presented, SML or Teach Yourself, or I don't know, all those books which are highly recommended and well known. I didn't use them before. I'm thinking about using them in the future, but I'm like an old school guy. I take classes at the school, or I took classes at the school when I was at high school in Germany. Um, Now I'm taking classes where I have some kind of native or just a native speaker who's teaching me the whole thing. I get the books he is recommending, and then there is another line I'm following, like buying books, old dictionaries on eBay, but also new stuff from Langenscheidt and Pons, which is well known in Germany and maybe in Europe. And I'm also trying out some new things, like listening to radio on the internet or watching news also on the internet, or I just try out all the languages which I found on a DVD, and I sometimes I spend 1 or 2 days just going through for a few times through the DVD, and I note down all the words I don't know, look it up, and just try to work with them so I will remember them much better.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I think yeah, and I also tried. Yeah, another thing is the letternet. Like when I'm in the semester, I'm going to the classes and learning with my friends, and in the semestral holidays, I'm um, phoning people from other countries and writing letters. That's it, I think.
Nice. Yeah, I do have to add in that. Yeah, I'm listening to a lot of German radio, and the thing is, German news and German radio, they speak very clearly, and it's easier to hear them. But like the real spoken German, I guess a lot of people like swallow their words and stuff,
Yeah.
and stuff. So I have to get used to that. That's like another level of comprehension when you can understand the spoken word when it's how it's actually spoken. So yeah, listening to radio and stuff is good, but it's not like the real German. So that's just what I want to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the reason why I love like I'm not sure if I will be able to do it all the time, but I like to do it. I like to learn a language with native speakers. So
Yeah.
if I hear or see something which I don't understand,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't look it up anywhere, I can still ask the person himself.
Yeah, exactly. They can explain it a little better, like how it's actually used, not just
Yeah, like
dictionary.
dialectal use of words or words which even don't exist in dictionaries yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in English, you can never, I'm sure in other languages too, and probably all languages, you can't list every word because words
Yeah.
come and go. So
Yeah, exactly.
they can't have every word in there. It'll
Hmm.
be an endless dictionary. So
So Sam, you take mainly you learn your languages during in the classroom, right? Isn't that just grammar only, or?
No,
that
actually,
seems to,
my
that seems to
what?
be the myth. The myth that, or I don't know if it's the myth, but they try to focus only on grammar. So
Yeah, exactly.
No,
add that. So
I had some like young and progressive teachers who are, yeah, that they are explaining the whole grammar, so everybody would understand what they are talking about, but they're still focusing much more on using the words and like learning the phrases, just to make you able to conversate even if in a low level.
oh yeah,
So we have to go through the grammar for ourselves or with the teacher, but we're not focusing on that. But I think when I was learning Latin at the high school, this was another thing. Like you had to learn everything, every detail in detail, and yeah, this was something else. But I mean, Latin is an unspoken language. Like yeah, some people do speak it, but it's not used anymore. Like you can't talk to anybody in it,
yeah,
uh, like not in a school. And yeah, it's just um, Latin was Latin. You had to analyze sentences and the whole structure of a sentence and the whole and even words and so on. So it wasn't about having a conversation, but only about analyzing.
right, yeah. Actually, I just saw a documentary from National Geographic, and they actually it was about the Vatican. And actually, there's an ATM machine. I don't know if there's several, or I just saw one on the documentary where
Yeah.
the ATM machine actually has an option for Latin. So, so
Oh
that
wow,
was
that's pretty cool.
yeah. So that was pretty funny. So
Yeah. So how I learn my languages mainly, I learn kind of like objective based. Like I will set out certain goals for exactly for example, like in 1 week I would learn how to introduce myself. The second week I would learn stuff like what did I do today or what will I do tomorrow. And whenever I need certain grammatical points for being able to say those things, I'll look those up. But what about you guys? How do you go about learning the grammar?
um, Well, for me, uh, of course, books. Of course, like I learn as I go along. When I see a construction that I don't recognize or something, I'll try to look it up in a reference grammar or something like that. Or usually Google. I'll type in like the word order of something. Uh, like in German, certain words change the order if you have it in the front of the sentence. It
Yeah.
changes
Yeah.
the word order. So I'll look up that word and then I might type in that word and then word order after that. And Google usually pops up with a lot of interesting websites about grammar and stuff like that. So that's what I do.
Okay.
Sam, you just go to school and they tell you.
Yeah, if there's a chance to ask a native speaker or my teacher herself, then I just do it, or I look it up in all those books I have, because
Mhm.
I you, like in German, on German eBay there is a lot of stuff for Russian. I'm just talking about Russian at the moment, and no one seems to need it, and I always get it for €1. So well, there is always somewhere I can look it up. There's always a place or a book, and well, if I don't understand everything in a sentence, like in the first year, it wasn't so important to understand everything in the text, like when we had classes. But if you're doing homework, then afterwards, then you should look it up. There are always some sites you can look up the words, or like free dictionaries, online dictionaries. Yeah, and of course it's good to have some friends who are native speakers around, but it's not possible all the time. Always.
Right. Yeah, especially with time zone differences too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the downside of being American. You all have those.
Yeah. There's many downsides, but yeah, that's another story. So,
Yeah. So, what about speaking the language? For me, for example, my main reason for learning Polish is because my girlfriend is Polish. So I have I can speak the language like all the time. But what about you guys? Do you speak the language often, or do you mainly just read the language?
um, I know for me, I do encounter Germans around here. There's actually more than I thought after learning German for probably about a year now. I've been
Okay.
learning German, and yeah, since learning it, I found out that oh, not a lot, but more than I thought lived around where I live. And I hear it sometimes at the mall and stuff, and I'll try to kind of eavesdrop on them. Kind of like look through the shelves and, oh, this is interesting over here, and try to hear what they're talking about. Usually it's an argument or something uh, in German. And I don't know. Yeah, and I do talk to people. I do encounter them, and if I notice that they have a German accent, I'll ask them, uh, "You're you're German, right?" Of course, I'll say it in German. Yeah, and usually they'll say, "Yeah." I haven't made a mistake yet where I thought someone was German and they weren't, and I was talking German to them. So
So, do they have those funky German accents like in the movies, like the Germans?
a lot of times, yeah, a lot of times Germans can't pronounce the th sound perfectly, and especially the w sound. So that's very obvious if they're German. Yeah. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, but a lot of Germans, though, I have to say, they do speak very well, but they just have that problem with the w's and the th sounds. So.
Have you encountered the German that goes all like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like welcome,
Oh
wow?
yeah. Yeah, it's more of the Austrian, and I haven't encountered any Austrians yet. But one German I spoke to, she knew Plattdeutsch, which is Low German, and so that was interesting. She was saying a few words, but I didn't understand much. Uh, so yeah, I haven't encountered any Arnold Schwarzenegger type of people, but I'll